Welcome to iDriveSoCal, the podcast all about mobility from the automotive capital of the United States, Southern California. I'm Tom Smith. Here's what's happening in mobility news. Another consumer electronics show is in the books, and this year drew tech giants and automakers closer together. Industry collaborations on various innovations included Jaguar Land Rover working with Qualcomm, Toyota Lexus linking with Amazon Alexa, Kia getting together with Google Assistant, Hyundai syncing up with Cisco, and BMW connecting with Lyft. Cars without wheels to steer or pedals to stop and go might be in production by next year. General Motors is petitioning the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to start making them. The autonomous Chevrolet Cruze EV is based on the current Chevy Bolt model. If they receive approval, they'll be a couple years ahead of Ford, who's working on similar plans. Rest somewhat assured, though, the first wave of autonomous vehicles will hit the streets with limitations, including being geofenced within designated operating areas and operating under the watchful eye of a ride-hailing service. And a couple of suspected car thieves being chased by police give up with a dramatic and passionate kiss under the police helicopter's spotlight. It happened just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, when cops tried to pull over a vehicle reported stolen. The driver took off and eventually crashed while attempting to elude cops off-road. The driver and passenger bailed out and headed in opposite directions. But then they circled back to each other and embraced as police converged to make the arrests. The couple claimed they hadn't stolen the vehicle, but were returning it to a sick family member. And that's what's happening in mobility news. Coming up this week on iDriveSoCal, when old-school original motorcycle design meets new propulsion technology, the outcome is a really cool-looking and eco-friendly electric bike. We sit down with the one-man band startup founder of Juicer Electric and hear how he's made his passion a reality in the form of one custom bike at a time.
They're something of a prestige item. People love to show them off. You get a lot of comments. And they're really channeling some of the design influences from the early era of motorcycling. Now, I was really channeling the bikes of 1910, the board track racers, as they were known. And LA was kind of the center of that in those days. And like you say, it was just at the beginning of the time when motorcycles were starting to have custom-built frames around the motors instead of just attaching a motor to a regular bicycle frame. And those early motorcycles had pedals still on them. They were often pedal start, depending on the bike. It'll recharge in 90 minutes to 2 hours. And I use a safer chemistry lithium battery, anywhere from 22 to 30 miles without pedaling a stroke.
Plus, Clinton the Professor Kwan gives us a lesson on the 2018 Hyundai Elantra. Get the details from his test drive of the Elantra Sport he picked up from our friends at Glendale Hyundai.
I got to drive the 2018 Hyundai Elantra Sport, and the Sport is one of 6 trims in the Elantra family. The Sport features the 1.6-liter inline turbo 4, producing 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. I got to take it up to Santa Clarita, up on Bouquet Canyon Road, Lake Elizabeth Road, and Lake Hughes, and it was raining actually pretty hard on Monday when I did the test drive, and I was quite impressed with the handling of this car in the rain. It has the Sport Tune suspension, and it was well composed. It's a very attractive car. It's got really clean lines. I really like the look of the car from the 3/4 rear angle. It's got that coupe-like profile. The lines on it are very, very clean. It's got those large circular gauges in the dash, the large tachometer and the speedometer. It has a center stack that is slightly angled towards the driver, so that gives it great ergonomics.
Subscribe to the iDriveSoCal podcast and never miss an episode. And give us a follow and like on Facebook and Twitter. For iDriveSoCal, I'm Tom Smith. Thanks for listening.
This episode was engineered and edited by Micah Palmquist.